I've been told many times in my life that I have a particular quality. The word I've heard over and over is animated. I've also heard that I should not be any more animated than I already am. Well, we put it to the test earlier today, and I want you to take a look at what the magicians at Red Hot Adobe have been up to. Roll the tape! I'm looking at what I regard as being the eighth wonder of the world. Now, this is some sort of device where it's actually looking at me and it's mimicking me. This is not possible. Oh my God, really?
Well, we thought we'd do this specially for you, Jim, and it's a new product called Character Animator using artificial intelligence. What we are trying to do is recognize your gestures. It'll track you in real time. We've only done this for Homer Simpson, we've done this for the presidential candidates, and now for you because you're passionate and animated.
This is amazing. It's mimicking my eyes. It's mimicking my lips. It's making me into a Walt Disney. I can create my own drawings and my own movies. Fabulous stuff. Come on, amazing, isn't it? All right, let's get down to business. Some stocks simply do not know when to quit or how to quit. Just look at the juggernaut that is Adobe Systems, the maker of digital media and marketing software that's gotten really aggressive about embracing, yes, you guessed it, the cloud. For years, the stock's been climbing inexorably higher, and today it made a brand new all-time high in the wake of still one more excellent quarter. Look, watchers of this show know I've been a big fan of Adobe for ages. In fact, we own it for my charitable trust. You can follow along at actionalertsplus.com. Stock's up 40% year to date, making it one of the trust's best performers. And based on the quarter Adobe reported last night, I think it's got much more room to run. Company delivered an excellent 7-cent earnings beat off of a 95-cent basis, higher than expected revenue, up 27% year over year. This is a big company. Even better, management's commentary in the conference call was extremely bullish. As you saw this morning, I caught up with Shantanu Narayen. He's the terrific chairman and CEO of Adobe Systems down at the New York Stock Exchange. That was him talking before about the drawings, and now you can see Shantanu talk about the company. Take a look. Shantanu, this quarter had stunning growth. You're not a small company. You're delivering 27% revenue growth. It's like everything kicked in at once. How do you do it?
Well, it's great to be back on your show, Jim, here in New York. And I think it's the two tailwinds that we've been talking about. People want to create and businesses want to transform. And we're mission critical to both of them. We're driving tremendous innovation and executing.
But you're also operating at an income level that is extraordinary. Your model is so good. You give a great bargain to your customers. The recurring revenue here and the total addressable market, you called it $60 billion on the call.
Yeah, the recurring revenue was 86% in the quarter, which is nice, but we're focused on the future. Cash flow is great. I don't think that many companies that are growing both top line and bottom line the way we are.
No, I couldn't find it. I actually went over this in preparation of our interview. Given at the $1 billion run rate that you're at, I couldn't find anyone with that high growth. Now, it's also important to point out that you were someone who saw mobility. You understand that profitability could be enhanced with mobility. That is something that almost everyone other than Facebook has failed at. How have you done that?
Well, a couple of things. In our digital marketing business, as we're helping businesses transform, all of the customer interaction is happening on mobile. Mobile is now over 50% of the transactions. And so we figured out first how to deliver those great experiences on mobile devices. And on the creative side, we said to ourselves, creativity on mobile, it's not just consumption, but it's creation. So how can phones be used to capture color? How can tablets be used to draw? And I think, using the right lens and unleashing innovation on our product development, that's how we do it.
Now, for one very small fee, I mean, I'm not advertising for your company, but I think it is important. You talked about the number of stock photos you have, which actually have lots of rights issues that are solved.
A lot of people are terrified about the blank page. Yes. You're trying to create something, and it's terrifying. And through stock photography, being able to get people started on that creative journey, I think is really important. And then, they will get the benefit of all our tools. So that's what we're trying to do.
Well, what it tells me is that if I were a student now, I would be so much more advanced in first grade. Did you talk about this with President Trump when you met him on Monday?
Well, design and aesthetics have never been more important.
Right.
And I think as it relates to modernizing government, all businesses are transforming so that the customer experience is front and center. There's no reason why the government shouldn't do exactly the same. So the two issues, namely modernizing government and enhancing skills, everybody talks about STEM, it's important. We talk about STEAM because I think the arts is also going to be just as important.
Now, this artificial intelligence issue, I don't think people recognize what you can do in terms of animation, in terms of understanding what I want, and for the first time, what I want is on my screen. There's no intermediary.
You know, AI, Jim, really today is all about pattern matching. And the volume of data that we are tracking and enabling people to understand and infer things from that, that will help a creative be a better creative. That will help a marketer be a better marketer. And taking all of that data and ensuring that we drive the right business outcome, it's something that Adobe is uniquely positioned to. You've talked in the past about how we process more than 100 trillion transactions. That's feeding Adobe Sensei.
Now, it felt also in this quarter that maybe we're far earlier in cloud adoption than we thought.
Well, the US cloud adoption has always been pretty good. We've talked about how we are now getting more significant cloud adoption in countries like Germany,
right,
in Japan.
Right.
The other thing for us is we can actually offer differential pricing in different countries. We've just released Creative Cloud in China. And so when you think about all the creatives in China and India and other emerging markets, we're able to make it affordable and put it in their hands.
Now, will video be affordable? Because video is clearly the next frontier.
Well, video grew 49%. Premiere
How is that
Pro.
possible?
Everybody has cameras that are now capable
right.
of capturing video, and it's a better story to tell. And so the fact that Premiere Pro is taking off as much as it has, NAB was a great show for us.
Now, average revenue per user is going higher, not lower. Again, this is something, you've been in business for a long time. People may not understand, these are things that are not supposed to happen.
Well, one of the things that we told the street when we started this transition, Jim, was that we have different offerings. And so looking at a blended average revenue per user across the offerings is not as important as in each of these offerings are we continuing to add value and thereby increasing the average revenue per user, because somebody who comes in for Acrobat or Photoshop individual product is different from somebody who uses all the Creative Cloud applications. But to your point, we're focused on delivering value across each one of those, which we believe will drive higher average revenue per user.
I often think that because of your pricing, I regard it as being democratic. And because it's democratic, there is a verb, Photoshop, that is what, there are very few verbs that were created by technology. I mean, look, we know Kleenex is generic. It's a generic verb. Did you ever think that would happen?
Well, Adobe is fortunate in that PDF is also used in the vocabulary.
These are all yours. People have to know that. These are your things. I'm going to PDF it. I'm going to Photoshop. This is Adobe.
They're both Adobe, but we have a lot more in store for us.
That we don't know yet.
That's right.
All right, well, let me ask you, can some of this be done with your old friend Satya Nadella at Microsoft? That partnership for Azure seems to have really kicked in.
I think both companies share this common vision of being able to help businesses transform. They have invested in the cloud. Azure is doing tremendously well with the cloud.
Right.
And when you think about what we can do with the combination of what they've done with Dynamics and what we have done with the Experience Cloud and the Marketing Cloud, together we can go in and automate both sales and marketing with artificial intelligence. So both from a vision as well as an execution. And unlike a lot of other press releases that you read, we've said that we're open for business already. The products are in market.
Well, I want to talk about job creation. To me, armed with Adobe, a person can become an entrepreneur. Do you agree?
Totally. If you're a creative professional, we're just as mission critical as a Bloomberg terminal might be for somebody in the financial community. And on the enterprise side, when small and medium businesses want to create an online digital presence and they want to have commerce as part of their future, they use us to enable themselves to have this online presence.
Is this something, again, when you're in Washington, can you explain it to the president? Because I truly feel that sometimes I look at these pictures and the tone in the White House seems so glum. Is it as glum as the pictures indicate?
I think for us, having the ability to enable governments to modernize and improving the skill set, I think that's what Adobe is passionate about.
And that can be in every country, obviously.
Absolutely. And if we're not careful, I think it impacts the competitiveness of our country vis-a-vis some of these other countries.
Well, I couldn't agree more. A stunning quarter, just a stunning quarter, a stunning year, and an amazing turn going to subscription, making so you've democratized the the ideas in our heads. They're in our screen. Thank you to Shantanu Narayen. He's the chairman, president, and CEO of Adobe. Great work, sir.
Thank you, Jim.
Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.